Hey, you guys. Welcome to Morning with Mo. Mornings with Mo. I forgot my theme song because it's a Friday and a little bit of housekeeping. I did not realize that my kiddos thing presentation started at 10:30. So I did move Reddit Mo Explains It All to 12:30 so I could go and have lunch with them since it's grandparents' day, but my mom couldn't get off of work, so it's all of that stuff. Thank you, Wolfram, for doing the Modly Mod stuff. Welcome, Baker Raiders. Thank you so much for joining. Christine, good morning. And Squid Pro Quo, thank you too for your mod duties. That is so appreciated. And be sure to check out Christine's channel. She is doing a lot and we want to support fellow streamers. So go give her channel a look if you want to. Uh, and for everyone lurking, thanks for joining too. So, our first story, sad day for, Trooper Proctor, but it looks like he will not be testifying in another high profile murder case. I'm guessing that is the Birchmore case. And, well, if it's anything like the Superman trooper that I went through with my trial, good. Welcome, greedy bloke. So, a trooper suspended over Karen Reed investigation will not testify in another high profile unaliving case. Who'd have thought, making terrible, disparaging, you know, comments in a group chat at your work would get you in trouble? I mean, who knew? Michael Proctor, the Massachusetts state trooper, was suspended over his conduct while he was investigating Karen Reed. He will not testify in another high profile case on which he was the lead investigator, prosecutors say. In a September 6th court filing, Norfolk County District Attorney's Office said prosecutors do not intend to call Proctor in the trial of Brian Welsh, convicted art fraudster indicted on charges of murder and other crimes in the disappearance of his wife last year, Anna Walsh. Now, in the filing, it identifies Proctor as the case officer in the Walsh disappearance. Uh, a local police department involved in the investigation had placed a sergeant in an identical position as the state trooper. The department devoted dozens of additional officers to investigating the case, the filing says. The filing cites Proctor's testimony in the Karen Reed case, in which he testified that he made derogatory comments about Reed to his family, friends, and supervisors. And it says the prosecutor's office is reviewing the data extracted from the trooper's phone. Sure, they are. Sure, Jan. I believe that just like I used to believe in Santa Claus. I'm sure they're it's that old joke. We investigated ourselves and found ourselves not guilty. I'm sure that'll be the response. Now, prosecutors are trying to determine what information they can share with defense lawyers in the Walsh matter and other cases Proctor investigated without compromising them, the filing says. Walsh's attorney did not immediately respond for a request for comment. Proctor, who testified during the Reed trial, that his comments were unprofessional but did not compromise the integrity of his investigation, did not respond to a message sent to a phone number listed under his name. Now, immediately after Reed's trial in the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend ended in a hung jury, the Massachusetts State Police relieved Proctor from duty from his unit within the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. The agency says it's opened an internal affairs investigation into the allegations of quote unquote serious misconduct raised at the trial. A state police official said at the time. Now, Proctor was later suspended without pay. A state police spokesperson did not immediately respond. So there you go. They're not going to use him, which honestly, he's like the kryptonite to any trial. But the fact that, again, he was in a position to allow his biases to maybe influence his decisions means that he's a terrible person and should never have had power. But we kind of already knew that if you watched the trial, so kind of news, but not really. Um, y'all, I don't know why I have to what is up with teachers? This is a one-way ticket to Snake Island. This chick deserves very little mercy, in my opinion. But a disgraced Wisconsin teacher accused of quote unquote making out with an 11-year-old student demands that the charges be let go. Ma'am, I'm going to tell you this once and for your personal safety, and this is not a call to anything, but you might want to take this sentence and not deal with the parents, okay? Because there are wild, feral honey badger mamas out there everywhere. We are out there. We are not locked down. We are, going to your local Walmart. You might just be safer in prison, is what I'm trying to tell you, ma'am, in the nicest way possible, because you don't want to get on the bad side of a feral honey badger mom. Also, what the hell is up with these teachers? Why are you going after 11-year-olds? Because y'all, I swear on a stack of Bibles, if I get all of my girls out of high school with no baby mama drama, and I get most of my boys out, if some weirdo tries to take my youngest, most feral, ends up with triplets, I'm gonna need bail money. That's just all there is to it. I'm gonna need bail money because what the hell is wrong with these teachers? Someone explain to me what, if anything, is attractive about an 11-year-old. I have one. I have to tell him to take a shower. I have to tell him to break this down. I have to say, you have to get under the water. You have to use soap. Running the shower and standing inside the bathroom is not taking a shower. You have to use soap on all of your body parts. You have to use shampoo and conditioner on your hair. You then have to dry off. I mean, I don't know what it is about 11-year-old boys, but it seems like they just complete amnesia about personal hygiene. Now, what about that is attractive? I'm just beyond confused. But let's get into what this chick says. A disgraced Wisconsin teacher accused of SAing her 11-year-old student claimed Thursday that the charges against her should be thrown out because the preteen's text messages were not specific enough about how they touched each other. You disgusting garbage water human. Allegedly, you haven't been adjudicated at least. You know what? I am the MFing judge. I appoint myself, and you are a garbage water human. The end. Now, a judge disagreed, and Madison Bergman, who made headlines when she was accused of quote unquote making out with a fifth grader weeks before her wedding. Let's see. It says Hudson, Squid Pro Quo. So it's out of Hudson, Wisconsin, if you know where that is. Pretty much. And think about her poor fiance. She learns that she's macking on a 12-year-old. Ugh. Just ugh. But the judge disagreed because he's a functioning human, and she must stand trial for the charges that include first degree child SA, child enticement, and sexual misconduct by a school staff member. Intimate text messages that the pair exchanged also emerged in court, in which the 24-year-old elementary school teacher allegedly said she wanted to ew, lick the boy's abs, and he enjoyed touching his chest. What a gross, disgusting trash water person. The 24-year-old faces a maximum of up to 178 years in prison if convicted on all charges. Okay, this would be the one time where I would have to raise my hand and I would say, look, I can't be a juror on this trial because I would send her to Snake Island. Just that I would be like, I'm sorry, I'm very sorry, but I can't be impartial. She's a garbage water human, and I would say that to her face. Like, because generally the defendant is in the room when they're doing voir dire. So I'd be like, no, I think she's a garbage water human, and I would send her to Snake Island if I had a chance. They're going to have a hard time finding an impartial jury on this. This is a hot button issue for a lot of people. Now, Bergman arrived in court flanked by her father. She has braids in her hair with a black top and light colored pants, and I could give three flying F's what she's wearing. She cried as she took the stand during a hearing on her defense team's motion to dismiss the charges. An attorney for Bergman read from her racy text with the alleged victim, arguing that her behavior did not rise to the level of SA because the boy used the word chest in describing their physical conduct. Well, yeah. Quote, the basis of this motion is that there's not probable cause in the complaint in a specific area, Attorney Joseph Tamburano told the court. And that's the area of sexual contact of an intimate part. Under Wisconsin statute, there has to be touching of an intimate part in order for there to be sexual contact. Tamburano argued, what are those parts? Those are the big ones, the boobs, the butt, all the pieces and parts. In one text, the 11-year-old allegedly wrote, you were touching my chest a lot. He argued that the word chest was not enough to charge Bergman with SA. It's a bold strat. I want you to see what her damn attorney wore to court. I need MLS law or God of law over here because what in the hell is this fashion choice? This is her attorney. Ma'am, I would fire him based on the tie and shirt alone. I cannot. But in the end, the judge said it would be absurd to require a child to use the same language that the state legislator has chosen for our statutes. When the judge read more text, quote, I love having my hand on your chest. I could feel your heart beating so much. Ha ha ha, Bergman allegedly wrote. Lock her up, lock her up. I need a shower now. The boy allegedly replied, haha, it was beating so fast. I was surprised and I love it because you just kept kissing me. All right. I can't read any more of this because I will take I will, take my breeder mobile with my, all of you guys. We will go on a field trip up to Wisconsin just to tell this woman she is a garbage water human because I can't. Ma'am, you're disgusting. Just admit it. It's gross and you're a predator. I don't care if you have booblets. You are a gross, disgusting predator. The end. Judge Moe has spoken. And ma'am, I'm going to tell you this as a public service announcement. I'm telling you, you do not want to deal with, this child's mama bear honey badger. We are crazy, crazy, crazy. Do not mess with people's kids because you will see a side of people like the calmest, most nearly Canadian person will lose their cool if you mess with their kids. Yeah, but is his mom blind? I mean, okay, Horace, what are we doing here? Someone must cut this screen or I'll have to send this picture to Dave because what y'all, there are some things you do not mess with. And I am trying to be as kind as I can. Public service announcement. And if I have to start doing actual TED Talk presentations at teacher schools, I will. I will come in wearing wearing rollers in my hair, looking crazy, acting crazy. And I'm like, little teachers, youngling teachers, acolyte teachers, Padawan teachers, let me explain to you what you do not ever want to see at your door. You never, ever, ever want to see me at my door if you have done something to my children. Now, Mr. Moe will be there, probably holding me back like a rabid terrier as I go, and reminding me that orange is not my color and I don't have time to re-dye my hair. But women, we are subtle sometimes and we will go to Reddit, we will go to your Facebook, we will go to your TikTok, we will go to your Instagram and we will tell everybody what is going on. Do not play with moms, okay? I am giving you a warning. I am trying to keep y'all safe. I am not calling for anything. I don't want people to get, harassed or anything, but still, do not mess with people's kids. I think that should be kind of a given. But these teachers seem to think that they can just do whatever they want since they're women and they have chestlets. And let me tell you, other women are not going to deal with this. Other women will not tolerate you. You are a predator, regardless of your pieces and parts. Off to Snake Island you go, ma'am. Have a good day. In sad news, Chad McQueen, Karate Kid star and son of Steve McQueen, has passed away at 63. Fans of the Karate Kid franchise have lost a beloved figure. Actor Chad McQueen, the only son of late Hollywood icon Steve McQueen, and probably best known for portraying the character Dutch in the Karate Kid movies, has died. He was 63. Born Chadwick Steve McQueen, the actor passed away on Wednesday, September 11th, at his home in Palm Desert, California, according to his longtime attorney, Arthur Behrens, who spoke with TMZ. Now, Behrens said that McQueen's cause of death was organ failure. You know, I don't remember this guy, but I only have watched like Karate Kid 3 times. It wasn't my jam. Now, McQueen was surrounded by his children, life partner, and Behrens when he passed away. The news of McQueen's death was confirmed by his wife, Jeannie, and 2 of his children, daughter Madison and son Chase, in a statement posted to Instagram. It's with a heavy heart that we announce the passing of our father, Chad McQueen. The family captioned 2 black and white photos posted on Chad McQueen and Steve McQueen's Instagram accounts. His remarkable journey as a loving father to us, along with his unwavering commitment to our mother, truly exemplified a life filled with love and dedication. His passion for racing not only highlighted his exceptional talent, but also served as a way to honor his father's legacy, a testament to values instilled in him. He passed his passion, knowledge, and dedication down to all of us, and we will continue not only his legacy, but our grandfathers as well. And what a beautiful statement. I've always thought of parenting as, and I'm stealing this quote from someone somewhere. It was written down and I don't remember, so it is not my quote. Just want to put that out there. But parenting is basically planting a tree under which shade you will probably never sit. But you are putting this hope and this dreams and into a child to, in theory, hopefully you have passed on great lessons that they will pass on and pass on. That's what parenting is to me, and what a lovely way of stating that. I do a lot of, rest in peace sort of death announcements, but this one was really good. I feel like definitely, I think sometimes when you're in the thick of parenting and you're just hoping that your teenagers will one day speak to you without looking at you like you're the biggest moron on the planet, it's easy to forget that you may not see it, but you have planted a lot of good seeds in your kids, and they shine out at random times. Some one day you're dealing with a teenager who just doesn't even like you or the way you breathe. But when you're having a rough day, or when someone else is having a rough day and you see them, holding that light candle for that dark moment for someone else or for yourself, you're like, okay, wait, I am in fact, raising and nurturing a fully functional human being. They're just teenagers. Those are the kind of things that really make parenting all worth it, because there are those up and downs. It's a tireless, thankless job, and you're always worried if you're doing it right. But when you get to see glimpses of the person that your child's becoming and they're a good person, it's really the biggest miracle in my life. I've experienced many, many things, but seeing my kids grow into really awesome people, I love it. Anywho, I'm off the mom talk. Let's get back to this. As a family, we need to navigate this difficult time, and we kindly ask for privacy as we remember and celebrate his extraordinary life. The post was signed with heartfelt gratitude, Jeannie, Chase, and Madison. McQueen is also survived by Vampire Diaries actor Stephen R. McQueen, 36, Chad's son from his first marriage to Stacy Token. Chad and Token married in 1987 and divorced in 1999. In addition to playing Dutch in both 1984's Karate Kid and the sequel, The Karate Kid 2, McQueen was known for his 1993 movie Firepower and 1998 Surface to Air. I don't remember any of those. A fierce protector of his father's legacy, McQueen produced two documentaries about the Hollywood legend. I Am Steve McQueen in 2014 and Steve McQueen, The Man Le Mans in 2015. Like his father, Chad was passionate about auto racing. Though fans wanted McQueen to reprise his role as Dutch for the Karate Kid spin-off Cobra Kai, he ultimately declined, choosing instead to focus on his company, McQueen Racing, which focuses on automotive projects, films, and motorcycles. In 2006, he nearly died in a car crash while practicing ahead of the Daytona International Speedway's Rolex 24 race. The accident ended his career as a professional driver. It is unclear whether that accident contributed to his health struggles in recent years. Probably not. Although, since I watch all the true crime, it seemed like once Jeffrey Dahmer was in prison and had stopped drinking, he finally was able to connect with people in his life and not people that he wanted to make into zombies. I am not excusing anything that Dahmer did. I look, that I will say that is the part that we forget about a lot in these trials, that the defendant's family most likely, most probably worked pretty hard to try to make a good human. We are all fallible. Now, there are some families that excuse criminality and do that, and I am not talking about them. I am talking about, I have a really good video of the father in that case where I believe two teen boys unalived a Spanish teacher because they were failing. And it is absolutely heartbreaking to hear this dad say, I am so sorry. We tried everything. I don't know where I went wrong. And that is something that I think we forget about a lot, is that, there are good families and some people just choose evil, and then they're intrinsically linked for the rest of their days to this really evil act that they had no part in. So a lot of these crimes have so many more victims than we ever thought. And it's really good to keep that in mind sometimes. I know I'm on a tangenty day. I am very sorry, you guys. um, in another WTF moment, David Grohl. What the hell, dude? I understand you might be going through a midlife crisis, but no, just had to have, a side piece with a side kid now. Ugh. David Grohl's relationship with quote alt prawn goddess is questioned amid his cheating scandal. I did not know that there was alternative prawn. I learn something new every day. This chick's a prawn actress? I mean, I am not judgy. Look, people are attracted to different things. It's not my job to police your attraction, but okay. David Grohl's relationship with a Los Angeles hipster who ran a prawn website has come in under scrutiny amid his bombshell admission that he fathered a child out of his marriage. The Randy Foo Fighter frontman, 55, is alleged to have gotten close to a heavily tattooed Annalise Nielsen, 40, even visiting her shared house and generously paying bills for her. Oh yeah, they were definitely doing the horizontal tango alternative style, because I mean, I've never had a man offer to pay my bills unless I was married to him, so that's my guess. But maybe David Grohl just pays a lot of people's bills, but I doubt it. Her roommate, Tyler Ammons, 30, describes the shock of walking into the living room of their Highland Park home to find Grohl on the sofa cuddling up to Nielsen in 2018, not least because he was a married father of three at the time. Gross. It was very weird. They were very close on the couch. I obviously knew who he was when I walked in. I felt uncomfortable knowing he has a children, a family, and I left, her roommate said. It was a casual thing the whole time we lived there. She would leave and go see him. She was going on tour with them around 2019. Nielsen, whose real name is Lauren Nielsen, confirmed to the Post that she is not the mother of Grohl's recently confessed newborn daughter, who he fathered outside of his 21-year marriage to Jordan Bloom, 48. When asked if she'd had an affair with Grohl, Nielsen responded, "That is a person who I had a brief friendship with, who I know through friends of friends. I have nothing to say except for that is absolutely false." Yes. Yeah, greedy bloke, what's alt about it? Does everyone keep their clothes on while the plumbing gets done or the pizza gets delivered and they just eat it? Yeah, I mean, or is it like goth? I mean, ma'am, I am a nerdy person too, and I still shop at Hot Topic over the age of 40, which makes me feel weird, but I do it online now because it's a little too loud in the store. I'm a fully in, get off my lawn territory as far as my age. So, but why is she dressed like she's homeless? I'm confused. And this is not a knock on homeless people. It's just, what about this outfit says I'm a fully functioning adult? That's right, none of it. She's wearing a tablecloth, her grandma's sweater, biker shorts. I don't get it, but I'm not a fashionista, so let's continue. And okay, so this chick, you have option A, option B. So this is his wife. And sir, that beard doesn't negate the fact that you have no chin. I have never made fun of you, but now that I know you're a cheater, McCheaterson, the beard does not take away the fact that you have no effing chin. Chinless wonder. Such a I am so mad at cheaters. I hate them. So I hate the act of cheating. So I will start making fun of you. Now, Nielsen founded God's Girl, a website featuring tattooed models around 2006, which led Gawker to label her an alt prawn goddess. What? The site's 2009 facts section described it as a quote, an alt prawn, alt erotica site with a lot of really amazing 100% exclusive pictures. The ladies are lovely, and some of them have tattoos or piercings and rebellious haircuts. Well, if you would like to see anyone from Antifa naked, that is where you go. Um, I would not do that. I am masochistic, but not to that point yet. I think I have a healthy level of self-torture, and I'm not gonna go see that. So there you go. David Grohl is a cheaty McCheaterson, and apparently this chick is an alt prawn star. Who knew? And what I can only determine is the stuff of waking nightmares. I'm an urban explorer, and this abandoned house of dolls is the scariest place I've ever seen. Yeah, yeah, hard pass. Creepy dolls are a hard pass. I mean, what in the hell? How many of those stuffies have been used in an inappropriate way? I'm going to go ahead and say all of it. Oh my God, yes, I am. And I was thinking about getting one of those cartilage piercings that's supposed to help with migraines. Oh my gosh, I'm going to label myself as alternative and edgy. This is a look, too many dolls, they follow you around the room. I say no. Mitch Johnson and Jake Parr, a pair of best friend urban explorers, came across a daunting bungalow in Scotland that triggered their paranoia like few spooky sites have before. It was probably one of the most uncomfortable places I've ever been to, if I'm honest, because I wasn't quite sure if there was anyone in the teddies, jo- Johnson said. Also, why is he not wearing a shirt? I mean, this is Scotland. I didn't think it was all that warm ever, but shirtless man back there is holding a stuffy that was probably used inappropriately. I would take a black light in there. That is that I would need to shower in Purell. I'm just no. Oh dear God, it gets worse. So much worse. The man traveled 6.5 hours from Manchester, England to Selkirk, Scotland to explore an abandoned house they had heard about from the grapevine. The deserted home had a dark history of a woman who hoarded toys after her husband passed away. Following her death, now although the duo wasn't 100% sure if this house was the one that they were looking for after searching for 4 days, they decided to step inside and see for themselves. They were able to enter the bungalow through a gap in a large panel on the back door that was missing. I've been to asylums and loads of places around the world on my own, and this was the scariest place I've ever been in. There was just a weird vibe it didn't sit right at all. This is the creepiest thing I've ever seen. The uninhabited home was filled with keepsake toys covered in cobwebs that took 6 feet of space up in the in the bedroom. Johnson even admitted that the air inside felt damp. There were some real collectibles in there, some really rare dolls. There were about 200 to 300 Cabbage Patch dolls. Some of them are a grand each, he added. Yeah, but they come from the or the scary haunted house, which means they are going to be possessed, and we don't need Annabelle. You want Annabelle? This is how we get Annabelle. Burn that place down with holy fire and, then sprinkle it with holy water, get a priest, a Unitarian, and a Klingon to freaking exorcise this entire place. At least that's my opinion, you guys. Johnson also found many teddy bears from Care Bears to Monster Inc. It was quite disturbing. I felt like I was being watched, like I couldn't wait to get out of there, and I really couldn't. I spent 6.5 hours driving and then maybe an hour trekking to it, and I just could not wait to get out of the place. Johnson runs several social media accounts with over 51,000 followers on Facebook. He uploads his content from urban explorations around the world. Yeah, no thanks. I'm out. I am OUT out. However, he couldn't stomach staying in the house any longer. Although he needed to capture images, he quickly exited the home while his mate stayed inside to capture footage. I even sacrificed some pictures because I just didn't want to be in there, he added. It was the most bizarre place I've ever been, and I've been around the world doing this. Yeah, creepy dolls are creepy. Newsflash. This Brazilian dog is a foot volley star and he teaches beachgoers how to play their own game. Well, this is why I don't do sports because I would make this dog so sad because he'd be like, "Human, you stink." Rio de Janeiro's main beaches bustle with commotion on sunny weekends, but the activity ground is ground to a near standstill on one stretch of sand. People held up their phone, recording athletic feats that have never been witnessed. Oh my gosh, that dog put me on the bench. Leave the dog in the game. That's my Yeah, I definitely would not even try out. I'd be picked last behind the dog, and I'd be okay with it because he's got more skills than me. Oh, so they're playing soccer volleyball? How drunk were people when they made this up? Volleyball soccer. It's very, very cute. I will give him that, and that the dog is much more talented than I have ever been in my entire life with sports. So, Good doggo. The game is foot volley, a combination of soccer and beach volleyball. The athlete, a 3-year-old border collie named Floki. Floki sparked wonder among bystanders because he hung tough in a game that even humans struggle to get a handle on. Foot volley rules are essentially the same as beach volleyball, with only a slightly lower net like soccer. Players are forbidden from using their hands and arms. Floki springs up from the sand to dive for the ball with his mouth. He has something of an internet sensation in Brazil with hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and TikTok. Flocky's owner, Gustavo Rodriguez, is a foot volley coach, but he swears he didn't plan this. He wanted to get an American bully, but decided to get a less sprightly breed. Floki came into Rodriguez's life instead and quickly revealed his potential when, at just 2 months old, he started jumping after birthday balloons. See, use powers for good. Rodriguez started Flocky out on what's called ALTINHA, where a group standing in circles juggles a soccer ball for as long as possible. Count me out again. I could barely work a hacky sack and I got a black eye. Thank you so much, Tammy. I am such a klutz. I really wish, like, you guys have. I know I've spoken about this, but when you have very coordinated and super athletic parents, and then you come out not being able to walk upstairs without falling on your face, it does make you wonder if you were adopted a couple times. I'm like, "Mom, are you sure I am the baby you were supposed to come home from the hospital with?" I mean, it doesn't help that we sound and look very similar, so I know it's probably not true that I was switched at birth, but I'm like, how could athletic ability be lost? You would think that it would be genetic or something, but no. No, it is not. So there you go. If you wanna go to Brazil and play against a dog in a game that Mo would lose all the time, then, Flocky is your choice. Um, it's just not a good day for famous men. Shannon Sharp admits to having the smexy time on an Instagram live. Quote, "Obviously, I'm embarrassed." Um, well, yeah. I mean, you're an attractive man, but I'm not married to you, and I don't want to see your smexy times. From now on, my phone will be in the car, the NFL star joked. Shannon Sharp is coming clean about his viral Instagram live moment. On Wednesday night, the NFL Hall of Famer and current ESPN presenter shocked his 3.2 million fans on Instagram by apparently going live in the middle of a sexual encounter with a woman. The broadcast, which ended after nearly 2 minutes, was followed by a now deleted statement from Sharp claiming that his account had been hacked. Sir, but I guess butt transmitting is not hacked. But nice try, Shannon. The live did not show anyone on screen, but you could hear audio, which was even, I'm sure, greater. Hours later, Sharp recorded an emergency episode of his Nightcap podcast with co host Chad Ocho Johnson, fessing up to the fact that he had indeed gone live in the midst of an intimate moment. "Obviously, I'm embarrassed," Sharp began. "I'm someone that is extremely, extremely private, and to have one of your most intimate times, the audio heard for the entire world, I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons." Continuing in the third person, Sharp said, "People count." Oh dear God, he used this. He referred to him, sir, sir. First of all, and I am being very real here when I say I could give two flying Fs in a handbasket that your audio leaked. I don't care, sir. I don't feel any type of way about you. What I do find douchey is that you refer to yourself in the third person. I mean, one is an accident and one is a choice, and you referring to yourself in the third person is so ridiculous. I digress. Sharp said people count on Shannon, Shay Media, Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, and ESPN. There are a lot of people that count on him at all times. Even when I'm behind closed door, I still try to maintain a level of professional, although I'm in the privacy of my own home, and I'm very disappointed in myself, he said. And then he clarified, not for the act, but there are millions of billions of people of consenting age that engage in activities, and but I let a lot of people down. Sharp then stated that the video was not staged and was accidental. He had a contract, he was professional. I'm going to need you to sound very, very excited. Look, this is going out on Instagram. Make all the noises. Thank you. Also, don't sue me. I came in, I threw my phone on the bed and engaged in an activity, he said. I did not know Instagram was live. I've never been on Instagram Live. I've never turned Instagram Live on, so I don't know how it works. These phones apparently working themselves. Maybe I need to sprinkle my iPhone with holy water just to make sure it doesn't. Do you think Sage works against butt dialing and accidental prawn release, audio prawn? I'm just asking for a friend because it seems to be really prevalent in both Canton and with people that make dumb choices. I'm just saying I'm getting some sage while I'm out. And well, Courtney Clenny, hold my beer. Here comes Mercedes. My name is Mercedes. Body cam footage shows Instagram model allegedly high with quote unquote pink Coca Cola, screaming and telling the cops she is from the future minutes after a deadly Miami crash. Again, she's like, Courtney Clenny, hold my beer. And thank you for the gifted memberships, Wolfram. Oh, I was so proud of myself for setting up all my streams and I forgot to pull up the chat. So I need to do that so I can tell you who bought the, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, I am being a fully functional, semi-professional person." And those gifted memberships went to Tammy Bogard, Pretend Judge, Sir Frank Otter, YouTubing, and Taz. So, welcome to the Church of Mo. We have dark chocolate and sarcasm. Please leave your plastic recorders and patchouli oil at home. Those are the only things that are not allowed. Mostly because, well, recorders are audio assault weapons and change my mind. They really are. If you have had to sit through a third grade recital, I will just tell you, you will never pray for an existential threat to humanity more. You'll be like, where is that meteor I was promised? Daggone it. When will this end? And there's solos. Oh my God. Look, I'm not going to try to bring my trauma to you, but I am using this as an outlet to speak out against the oppression of plastic recorders from the third grade. Look, I have 6 kids, you guys. I have to go through this 6 times. I can't. If you are new here, what I'm doing is writing down everyone who is gifted a membership just as a thank you and a recognition of your support. It is greatly appreciated. And Baker does this. He let me kind of steal it and put my own twist on it. But thank you guys so much for being supportive. And then I don't know if you can see in my background, I have a shadow box in the back. So once my board gets full, I'll take those tags off. And that shadow box full of tags is for 2024. And I just thought it was a really cool way, like Baker does, to, really show that we appreciate your support. We don't expect it. It's always wonderful. And it's been just amazing the support I've gotten. And I just want to appreciate you guys because I don't feel like I'm owed this. It's always great to get on in the morning and realize you guys want to listen to crazy news with me. So it's just a way of showing my appreciation. But let's get back to the story. This chick is from the future. Hopefully, she knows what happens this year. Body cam footage released by Miami-Dade Police Department showed a self-styled Instagram model screaming and after she allegedly ran a red light while high on pink nose powder. Now, I didn't know that nose powder came in different colors. You guys, I am working on setting up a Discord. I know I take forever to do stuff. Uh, in case you missed it, I do have 6 children, ADHD, and CRPS. So I've got a lot of acronyms and current dramatic stress syndrome. My husband was like, "You can't make fun of PTSD." And I was like, "Sir, I have current dramatic stress. I can't help you." Um, on a really serious and sad note, she crashed into another car, killed 2 people, and told the cops that she was from the future. Now, this is my Mama Mo moment for everyone. I think, Legal Vices put up something about how he got in a motorcycle crash, but as Mama Mo, try to remember every time you're in a car that it is in fact like a huge, gigantic, weighty, deadly weapon. And everything you do is to keep yourself and others safe because one dumb choice from you could end someone else's future. That's what I always tell my girls, and every kiddo of mine that starts driving, I sit them down and really let them know this is not only a privilege, but this is a big, big responsibility. You have, you know, through your choices, you can ruin another family, you can ruin your life. So really remember that every time you're driving. I know I sound like a naggy naggerton, but that's what I tell them. Accept that responsibility every time you get into the car. And I don't know, maybe it's not the right thing to say, but I definitely want my kids to realize that this is a big responsibility as well as a privilege. Now, the video of law enforcement responding begins with an officer arriving on scene around 7 a.m. at an intersection in Miami, Florida, where 24-year-old Macy Maecee Lathers allegedly slammed her Mercedes into a Suzuki, killing Abraham Molina and his friend Jesus Rubio, and injuring Molina's fiancee, Juanita Hernandez, while they were on their way to work. Miss Hernandez, I don't know you. And I am truly sorry to lose your fiance right in front of you. I can't imagine that situation. And I hope you are getting the help and support you need because this is an incredibly sucky club to join. No one wants to join the grief club, and I am very sorry that you had to join this way. The officer walked down the street and found Lathers on her back in the road. When surrounded by cops, she was placed in handcuffs and placed face down on the street. Yeah, not worried about that. Around 8:55 minute mark of the video, you can hear the suspect vomiting when officers tell her to chill out and flip her onto her side in the recovery position. Now, while on her back, Lathers looked up at the sky and said at the 10:52 mark, my name is Mercedes. Mercedes, the suspect Mercedes driver said, I am from the future, and she had a crystal ball. Awesome and amazing. The male officer sarcastically responded, Are you on not street legal pharmaceuticals? The cops could be heard saying that she acknowledged being on a ketamine-based party drug Tootsie or C2, otherwise known as pink coke. I am just learning all the things. Is that how you deal with techno music? I'm asking for a friend. Look, there is a time and a place and a very short time limit I can deal with techno music. Do the rugs help with dealing with techno music? Is that how people function in loud and techno music filled places? Is that how you get people to dance with glow sticks. I'm just asking for a friend because I could only see that amazing amounts of not street legal pharmaceuticals would be needed for me to enjoy techno music. Now, on that vein, and since I am fully on tangent mode today, if you get a chance, do watch the rhythmic gymnastics finals in the individual all around because there is some really good techno music in there and it's short. It's a minute and a half, and that's about all I can deal with techno music. But yeah, and also just another PSA while I'm on a tangent. If you, like me, after watching rhythmic gymnastics, were inspired to get a hula hoop, please remember that this is reality. You have never done a hula hoop correctly. You have a gimp leg, and you're the most untalented, uncoordinated person in the world. So if you are tempted to, get a hula hoop after watching rhythmic gymnastics, don't. Get one of them ribbon things so you don't have to be coordinated and you feel like you're special. I may or may not have a ribbon thing in my Amazon cart. I'm just saying. Just don't try the hula hoop. It's the devil. Also, what your life never needs is to go to an ER and explain, well, what had happened, your ER-ness, is that I had watched rhythmic gymnastics and I'm gonna claim entrapment and enticement because they made me think that I was actually coordinated. Um, so what had happened to your officerness, honorness, I attempted to, lift my leg while doing the hula hoop, and God reminded me that gravity was a thing. Now, from there, Lathers was loaded onto a stretcher in a state of partial undress. The toxicology reports have come back, and prosecutors have filed a DUI manslaughter charge in the deaths of Molina and Rubio, which brought Lather's house arrest to an end on Tuesday. The prosecution has now moved for pre-trial detention, and a hearing on that front has been scheduled for 9:15 a.m. on September 16th. Let me write that down because that might be an interesting hearing. So that is for, I'm just going to call her Pink Coke Lady, which probably is not appropriate. But, it is what it is. I wonder if Court TV or local news will be covering this because I think that this will be a big case simply because, she's semi famous in taking off her clothes or what have you. I don't know what an Instagram model is because I don't have Instagram because I only have 900 other things to do with my life. Not shaming anyone that has an Instagram. I'm just saying, y'all know me in technology. I'm not adding one more thing. Now, Law and Crime previously reported that Lathers had initially posted bail after pleading not guilty to charges of vehicular homicide, reckless driving, driving on a suspended license, and leaving the scene of a crash. A collision that involved three cars, her Mercedes, a Range Rover, and the Suzuki that Molina, Hernandez, and Rubio were driving in. The DUI manslaughter charges are reportedly a consequence of the toxicology report that allegedly confirms that she was on rugs. I love it. Oh, you guys, I'm working on it this weekend on my goal list because I have goal list and I have to-do lists. I I am single-handedly with my 2 type A dysfunction, but also ADHD, keeping Post-it notes in business, because if I have a thought, I will put it on a Post-it note and keep it. I know that people use their phones, but I'm a neo-Luddite, I like paper. She is she's gonna get what's coming to her, and I think this will be a case that will be a big publicity case. Again, you have a fairly attractive female who probably modeled in various states of undress. And it's just going to be a big thing. But honest to goodness, and with heartfelt sympathy, To Miss Hernandez, who lost her, future husband and probably a good friend, I am so sorry that you had to join this grief club this way for a twit who decided to drive on a suspended license. Ma'am, you're going straight to Snake Island. Also, just for personal gratification and pure pettiness, y'all, I am hoping that she has a glow down like Courtney Clenny, and I will be roasting the ever living hell out of her. I am not kidding. Because this chick got into a car and gave F all, courtesy to anyone else. So she gets F all courtesy from me. Mo, the asshole Avenger. In another what the hell is going on in this country world? I will say 2024 understood the assignment. 2024 was like clown world. Gotcha. A teen seeking a perfect homecoming photo shoot spot gets shot in the face by a city or by a town council member while asking to use his property. Um, the hell went on here? I have no idea. A Colorado town councilor is accused of shooting a teenager who was hoping to use the man's property for a high school homecoming shoot. In the face. 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 Now, I am not the most knowledgeable on force multipliers, but I thought you were supposed to aim center mass, not in the facialar area. But far be it from me to inject logic or reason into this situation. Brent Metz, 38, allegedly opened fire as two teens sat in a car on the other side of his property on Tuesday, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office said in a statement. Deputies say they were dispatched to the home on an emergency call to report trespassers. Deputies found two cars on the side of the road near Metz's property. A statement said that one deputy approached, he could see a juvenile male bleeding heavily from his face. A second teen was applying pressure to the injured boy's face wounds with a t-shirt. Metz was standing with two boys at the time. Quote, the victim told the deputy that Metz shot him through the windshield of his car, causing injuries to his face. The sheriff's office said the teens had tried to reach Metz at home after scoping out his property as a potential place to memorialize a high school tradition. Quote, prior being taken by the ambulance to the hospital, the victim told the deputy that he and his friend drove to this property to see if they could use the location to take homecoming pictures. The boys walked to the home's gate, jumped the fence. Oh, okay. Boys. All right. We're going full screen for this one. Okay. Younglings, children, teens, listen to me. I understand that you might not listen to your parents, but listen to Mama Mo. If you are in a rural or redneck area of the world, maybe a little bit where people may be strapped. What one does not do is jump over fences that are painted purple. If you see purple on anything, that means get the hell out and, talk to the owner. What you could have done is maybe gone to the house instead of jumping a fence and, asked him nicely instead of scoping out the area by yourself. I'm sure you have access to this thing called a phone and you can do a Google search. I'm sure you can see the property. And then maybe you can figure out this guy is a council member and reach out to him through that. Send a friendly email. Say, hey, Mr. Counselor, I am a teenager, kind of look spindly. I wear a lot of Axe body spray. And I would really like to use your property for a homecoming, you know, photo shoot. And then if he tells you no, it's his choice. But dear God, you boys, you are in a rural area. You are where no trespass. You are in Colorado, okay? You should realize that there's probably a force multiplier. Everyone is strapped, all right? Don't play stupid games. Now, I'm not saying that I am not defending the council owner, but I severely hope that if anyone is listening, do not trespass on other people's areas. Rural areas are not the place to play dumb games, okay? FAFO, and I don't believe that the council member acted appropriately at all, but there are ways to keep you much safer. Now, after they hopped the fence and walked up the driveway to speak to the owner, no one appeared to be at the home, so the boys walked around the property trying to locate the homeowner to no avail. Again, boys, that's called trespassing. Don't do it in rural areas. I don't want people getting hurt. Please don't. Be smart. Unsuccessful, the boys returned to their car and started writing a note to the homeowner asking permission to use the property for pictures, the statement said. That's allegedly when Metz fired at him. A man they had never seen before pulled up next to them, exited the truck that he was driving, and shot a round through the windshield, striking the 17-year-old in the face. That is not what we call self defense, you giant douchebag. Now, these boys were doing dumb teen things because they are dumb teens. I can give so much more grace to dumb teenagers than I can to a fully grown ass man who decides to, pull out a force multiplier on someone. This is ridiculous. Now, the weapon was found inside Metz's truck, and the boys were reportedly still in the hospital as of Wednesday. According to the Colorado Sun, one of the teens told law enforcement that Metz exclaimed, My force multiplier went off. Oh, he had an Alec Baldwin sort of thing. The ghost of Alec Baldwin pulled the trigger. How did I know? Yeah, the sheriff's office told local Fox affiliate KDVR that the boys were not trespassing at the time that he allegedly shot them. Quote, these kids were no longer on the property by the time the homeowner arrived, Jackie Kelly, public information officer for the sheriff's office, said. They were in a car writing a note on a public roadway, so any threat he thought might have made him deal with this way was no longer there. Oh, I bet there's a whole lot more to the story, but this is I want to see this trial. This trial is going to be so beyond stupid. Again, boys, kiddos, adult people, do not go onto other people's property in rural areas. We are in rural areas because we don't want to people. And having people uninvited into our property is going to play a lot differently than in, the suburbs. I am just letting you know, I am not trying to be rude or disrespectful, but do not play with rural people, okay? We live by different codes. But this guy is a total douche, in my opinion, and I'm glad I'm not going to be on his jury because something about that bald head and looking a bit like a state trooper makes me want to convict him anyway. Next time I'm on a trial, I'm going to have to explain that I really, really don't like state troopers. It's not all state troopers, but it is the one that feel like they are Superman without a cape, and I'm a little done with that mentality after the Karen Reed case. So anyway, that, you guys, is the news. Looks like he's not gonna be a town councilor for much longer. He's in jail, and orange really brings out the red in his face. Um, no, I believe they were parked, and welcome, Sayaban. So just general housekeeping stuff. So the charges are assault, felony menacing, illegal discharge of a firearm, and reckless endangerment. So those are all the charges that he is facing. Hopefully those boys make it out alive. I can't imagine the devastation of being shot in the face. So really, there was dumbassery on both sides, and I really don't like that. I really don't like that someone's life is going to be permanently changed because of this ding dong's actions. But as I digress. Sorry, Fridays are mostly tangent days. I am not going to lie. Housekeeping. I did change the Reddit stream to 12:30. I do have a function to go to with my kiddos since grandparents were kind of unavailable today, so I did wanna have them to have someone there for their, program and film it for grandparents to see. So I will be back at 12:30 with, why should Reddit have all the fun? I wanna judge people too. Uh, and, people putting all of their secret stuff on the internet, awesome. Thank you, Daniel. Yes, Church of Mo, have a wonderful day, and don't forget as oh, Siobhan, sorry. I am very sorry. I have uber Midwest reading skills and terrible pronunciation, so thank you, Nanny Goat, for explaining that to me, and let me write that down. I will probably forget again, but I will try to remember. Have a wonderful day. Be a light to someone going through dark times and, just have fun. Be yourself. I now have a channel where I'm basically being 100% myself, just to a little bit to 11. So be yourself. People will like you or they won't. And screw the people that don't like you. Why do you let them have power over you? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Have a great day, guys. I will be back at 12:30. Bye.